Okay, right. We are live. Welcome everyone to the DeFi Clinic with Oscar and Bunny Chambers, co-founder of Umbreon Network. And today we have a special guest. Okay, we have got Natalia Purple from let me just say that right, is a fantastic project called Women Pride NFT Collection, actually on Solana. So we have got lots of questions for you, Natalia. Because Oscar and Bunny, you know, they are looking at bridge to Solana as well. So it's going to be an interesting chat.
Thank you so much for having me. I am super excited. Thank you so much. And I'm ready to ask for all your questions.
Okay. So do you maybe want to give just a short introduction of your project, and then Oscar and Bunny can start to create troubles?
Well, yeah, of course. My project about women, and it was inspired by 21 great women from history. And now we try to support other women as well. We send money for charity organizations. We run some auctions as well. For example, the last one, I created special legendary NFT, and it was bought, and we sent all our money to Girls Who Work, organization that helps girls take some education in the sphere IT sphere. Yes, and my collection, it's like limited, not a huge collection. We have 2021 NFTs. We have common, rare, and legendary NFT. And for example, some of my legendary NFTs, they have like a skull. And for me, it means that all people, we like super equal in our rights, and we are the same under our skins. So my collections, it's like about people, about women, about equality, about kind. And for example, I have a super kind and helpful community. I think because of it, because of our goals, because of our roles. Yeah.
Great.
Oh, that sounds really awesome. I do have one question that immediately comes to mind, which is, what was the reason for you choosing Solana as the chain to launch the project?
Thank you for your question, because I really super many people ask me the same. First of all, I thought about my community, because the gas on Ethereum is super crazy sometimes. And another reason was environment, because I really care about how many energy Ethereum takes. When we buy or sell your NFTs, it's not good for our environment. So that's why I choose Solana. I think it's the future, because Solana is fast, Solana is cheap, and too many people, and she is existing like 1 year, and I think it's super popular right now. And in near future, I really believe that Solana will be the first.
Yeah, I think that's definitely quite possible. It seems to me that all of the new NFT projects and all of the innovative NFT projects now are launching on layer 2 chains like Polygon or Avalanche or Solana, and really moving away from Ethereum because of just how expensive and how slow the Ethereum network is. And it just seems like old-fashioned technology now, even though, crypto technology is very new, it moves so quickly. And it seems to us like launching any of these NFT platforms on Ethereum is kind of becoming a thing of the past. And it's important now to move onto layer 2, because there's so much more opportunity to build like higher functioning ecosystems of projects. You can launch applications on top of Solana that you can't launch on top of Ethereum. And so it definitely feels like places like Solana and Polygon are like the future of NFTs, definitely.
And that being said, even though Solana is way faster, way cheaper, and has a lot of really great benefits like that, I see one of the cons of releasing on Solana might be that it's more difficult to onboard a community onto there, because the technology of Solana isn't as well established as Ethereum, and so there isn't as many things like wallets that people are used to using and that kind of thing. So my question is, what sort of challenges has it been in terms of community building for your project that you have seen because of it being released on Solana compared to something like Ethereum, which is more well established?
I really can do honestly compare because I have no collection on Ethereum, you know, like I choose Solana. It was my first choice, and I really happy with Solana because first of all, I have really, guys, I have so amazing people around me right now, and they really care about environment. They super supportive, and I don't know what people on Ethereum, you know, but I really love people who choose Solana because, for example, when it was midday and we have a little problems and I was in stress, I was shocked because it was not like our plans, and I really afraid. Went on Discord because I afraid of people because I thought that they can kill me, you know. And but when I opened my Discord, it was so many support from people that I just like, oh my gosh, you know, you're amazing. And another reason what I think of Solana, it's a little more easier to connect, like, don't know how to say, but on Ethereum, it's like you run a huge business, you like, I don't know how to say, but on Solana, it's like a super friendly, communicative people, and it's easier to chat with somebody or make some promotions, some, I don't know, cooperations, because they are like more open for other people. And for me, it's super great, and I'm grateful for that. I don't know, guys, I really don't know how it works on Ethereum, but in Solana, I feel myself like at home, like, okay, yes.
I suppose on Solana, there's a much lower barrier to entry for users to come in and be able to interact with all of the NFT projects and DeFi platforms and that kind of thing, because it is so much cheaper. And so it's just economically more practical for, you know, most people that are getting into DeFi and NFTs and that kind of thing, particularly new people that are just discovering the space and getting into NFTs for the first time.
Yes,
because, as well, like, you go.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say that, yeah, super many like newbies, you know, in this sphere, they, for example, we have in our community, we have too many people who just told me that it was the first NFT, and I appreciate it so much because they chose my collection, and they like had a good experience, and they feel that an NFT is a good space, safe, good space, like not, you know, like not evil, scammed NFT world. Like we have a good atmosphere inside our community, and I think it's because of Solana as well, because really super many new people come and they like wondering what is it. They can help you, they can help develop your project, not like they just buy NFT and put it on their wallet. No, they just yes, they just try to help you to find new ways to develop the collection, and that's amazing.
Yes, with the community aspect of things, I definitely feel like people enter these communities and they feel like they have a stake in the actual project. So they want to help the project grow. They don't want to just come in and make a profit off the project and leave a lot of the time. So I think that's one of the great things about the NFT community in general. Everyone's trying to grow the projects together, and it's a lot more positive than, you know, people coming in and just trying to trade them and then leave. That's something I've definitely noticed. So it sounds like from what you say that the Solana community is at a size now where if you launch a project on Solana, there's already a community there waiting for good projects to be involved in, rather than in the early days when Solana was really new and when some of these layer 2 platforms were really new. The major challenge was to get people from Ethereum to those platforms. I think now that it's at a critical point, but it feels like there's still probably some room to improve how people get from one to the other, right?
It will be amazing. You are doing a great job because it's really super hard. Because it's a problem because on Solana blockchain there are no many whales or celebrities or some stars because it's really a new blockchain and it's really hard. And for example, for me as sorry. It's too hard. For me, as a female creator of the collection, I have no other similar collection, and it's super hard to cooperate with collections on, for example, on Ethereum blockchain, because it's like two other different worlds. And if you create something like a bridge between two these blockchains, it will be like boom.
Oh God, that's great. Shall we, I just want to introduce Nastasia. That she's. Are you also working with Natalie, right? Oops.
I don't know if you guys see me.
Yeah, we can.
Do you see? I mean, do you hear me or no?
Connection is not great.
Yeah, it's a bit choppy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, fine. Give you some time to just fix that.
I don't know if it's better or no.
Yeah, it's better. It's better now.
Okay.
So thank you for joining.
Of course.
Is there anything that you want to share based on what we were discussing, maybe about the Solana community?
Well, I honestly do have the same opinion as Natalie, because like for me, it's also the same, the first experience with the NFT collection community. Natalie. And I agree that because probably it's more like small and new, it really feels not very overwhelming, like for new people to join the space, stuff like that. Really friendly and feels like a family. Like when we just started, all the process of getting people and telling about our collection, a lot of new people joined, yes, who has just not have this experience all on, didn't have any NFTs, and that was very cool and interesting all together to learn about all of that, because we all believe that this is the future and these are our first steps, and it's all very unknown for all of us, and that's very nice to be with people and together just make those first steps and support each other and discuss. And I don't know, like I feel like Solana is just more small, cozy, family oriented. I don't know, that's just my feeling. This is just my experience. Ethereum is already big and like very probably, I don't know, maybe this is my opinion, but probably very like money driven. I don't know. To start, yeah, if you didn't have this experience before, that's my.
I've definitely felt that there is a very strong community on all these layer 2 chains, and that kind of leads me to another question. Solana recently suffered a really major hack, one of the biggest crypto hacks in history, and I was wondering what your opinion on how that has affected the Solana community would be. Do you feel that it's affected it at all, or not really that much?
Actually, I knew about it from the holder of our NFT, and he's our angel. He has like 25 NFTs, and he's like, oh my gosh, what is it? But inside our community, there is no any panic or something like that. It was like only news, and I think it's super. It's not good for Magic Eden, because it was, I think it really was maybe their mistakes because of all these things, you know. So I think it's not bad for Solana, but it's bad for Magic Eden, and everybody knows that Magic Eden, like the first marketplace, and at all, yes, it's not bad. It's not good for all NFTs and all collections. They cancel their launches right now, and it's like right now we have like a little bit we go down. The hype around NFTs on Solana right now, like a little bit going down. Okay, so yes, it's in general it's not good, of course, because this is crazy. It's a huge news, and it's like a catastrophe, of course. But inside our community, for example, I don't see any panic, or like I need to sell my NFTs, or just I don't know, they will steal my NFTs. We have no this. This is good, but I think when when a collection has a strong community, it's not a problem for them, but it's a problem for new collections, first of all, and collections are going to launch right now. It's really for them, it's like I don't know, bad for them. Yes, of course, for sure. Yeah, because it's really crazy news. I was shocked, because I have never ever can imagine that it can happen right now when I thought that it's when, for example, Magic launched their collection. For example, I got my ID for them, and I can't imagine that they just tell people that, okay, we can launch you without ID. But I know how it has happened, but we have what we have. I wish all newbies, all new collection, good luck, and it's really not a good time for them, but I think everything will be fine.
Yeah, my feeling with huge hacks like this is if they're dealt with in the correct way, the community kind of gets this level of reassurance, and the community gets even stronger. But if there's some kind of hack, and then, you know, the Solana devs or whoever is in control don't act in the correct way, that's when everything falls apart. It's not actually the hack that ruins everything, it's the response to the hack. And it seems like Solana has dealt with it really well. And so I don't personally think that in the long run it's going to be a huge problem for the community.
It's going to be something that people are going to be upset about in the short term, but there's pretty much no major blockchain that hasn't been hacked for hundreds of millions of dollars. Even Ethereum, you know, back in 2015 got hacked for about 140 million, and Polygon very recently just found a major vulnerability in their system, which gave a bug bounty hacker $2 million as like a fee for finding this bug. And so pretty much every single major blockchain has been hacked for huge amounts of money, or nearly been hacked for huge amounts of money. So I think in 6 to 12 months or something like that, this is all going to be like a thing of the past, particularly when Solana were able to basically refill up the Ethereum that was lost in their system in like 24 hours or something like that. So no one really lost any money.
There have been a few interesting ways that some exchanges have kind of given back to their community after they've been hacked. I remember one decentralized exchange called Harvest Finance. They got hacked for millions of dollars, and they couldn't afford to pay their community back. So what they did was they created a token called the Grain token. And then they gave that token to their community, and they said to their community, okay, we're eventually going to buy all of this Grain token back off you, and so that we pay you back over time. And I think things like that are really interesting and good ways to like keep your community together when a big disaster like that happens. So I think it's all down to how the devs react to those big disasters.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, all these places are going to get hacked. All this technology is so new that it's kind of like an inevitability that all of these big platforms, when there's billions of dollars at stake, they will get hacked in some way at some point. And it's really just a matter of how the organization can deal with that problem and mitigate that problem, and refund users and that kind of thing, and how they handle these disasters in the long term.
I was kind of interested to know, would hack like that impact quite badly a marketplace? Not just the community, but also the marketplace.
Yeah, I think it propagates across the whole system, for sure. Because at the end of the day, it's the community that loses the funds, right?
Yeah.
So they're the ones that get impacted. And if they're using the marketplace, then the marketplace gets hurt too.
It's devastating in a few ways, because let's say, for example, with the wormhole hack on Solana, the wrapped Ethereum that's on Solana is suddenly worth nothing because it's infinitely printable. And so let's say that the wrapped Ethereum is worth nothing, and then someone starts buying this worthless wrapped Ethereum for like a tiny fraction of the Ethereum that it used to be worth. And then they go to a marketplace and buy out all the NFTs that are listed at a certain price. Then you're basically ripping off all the people that are on that marketplace by purchasing something with way less than it was advertised for, because the pegged value of that wrapped Ethereum no longer exists. So that's one reason that it would be terrible. But also, it also means that a lot of people no longer trust the ecosystem of Solana. So less people are going to come in and go to those marketplaces and purchase NFTs for that reason as well. So it's kind of like a twofold problem.
Yeah, that's why it's all about trust at the end of the day, and it's all about how the devs communicate with their community and also act in the best interest of the community. And I think the community are really forgiving for that kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
They're kind of expecting it because the technology is so new. They just know it's going to happen eventually, and they just hope that the devs will act in a certain way. And as soon as they feel that that is true, it's almost as if they don't care about the disasters that are inevitably going to take place.
Yeah.
And Natalie, listen, I was kind of interested. What are the biggest marketplace in Solana? I mean, you said there is a small ecosystem, so just want to understand. For example, where you have your NFT, and maybe is there, even to launch your NFT, did you receive any kind of help from those marketplaces?
Actually, no. And for example, I launched my collection on my own website, and it was like only my people, only my community who came and minted my NFT. Now I have no any help, but I even cannot imagine how can they help me, for example, because this is my collection. I should develop my collection in my own ways with my community. And I think it's fair when the collection is super popular, they just put their this collection on their first main page, and that's it. I don't know what they can what they can do for me. I don't know really. If you have any proposals, I will be happy to hear them, but I really don't know. Maybe, for example, Magic Eden, it's really cool that they prepare a launch part, and it's really amazing because they have traffic on the website, and some people who just open website Magic Eden, they can see your collection, like a new collection launching right now, and they can mint your NFTs. It's okay, but it's like it's super good, it's super useful, but for example, today on our Discord we discussed one theme when right now I create a G collection only for my holders, and we will try use Magic Eden's launchpad. And one of the holders just wrote that he thinks that we will get too many paper hands, people who just want their money back right now, and our floor price will not be so strong, and some people really afraid of this, but for example, for a G collection it's not so bad because it will be I think it will be sold out only using white lists, and for our holders, that's why it will be all. But in general, really, for example, right now I just bought NFTs, some new NFTs on Solana, and too many people, when they see that as a price growing, they just put their NFTs to get their money back right now, and as a floor like going down. But collection is super great, and they have good communities. They have too many people who supporting them, but they just got too many people who from the launch part on Magic Eden who just want their money back right now. And yes, this is a problem, but I don't know. We have pluses, minuses. I don't know.
Maybe Oscar and Marin, do you want to tell a bit about the bridge? Because I think Natalie is interested.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So we're the developers for Umbreon Network, which is pretty much a cross-chain bridging solution. So we've created bridges from Ethereum to Polygon and Ethereum to Avalanche, Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain. And we're basically just working our way down a list of all these different blockchains, cryptocurrency networks that people would want to bridge their assets to and from. And so on our roadmap, we do have Solana, which will be coming in probably 2 or 3 months from now, and people will be able to bridge Ethereum from the Ethereum network, well, ETH, USDC, USDT, a bunch of different assets from Ethereum to Solana for about 10 times cheaper and 10 times faster than the current bridging solution that is available now. And the way that we can make that possible is that we've invented a new kind of bridging protocol called a liquidity bridge. And no one else has done that yet. It's like a closed source proprietary system that we came up with. And yeah, we're basically just going down the list of all these different new popular layer 2 chains that need assets to be able to be moved across between each other, because without a cheap and fast bridge, it can be quite expensive and slow to move your assets between these different chains. So our solution is just quicker and cheaper. And so we're rolling it out across lots of different chains over this year.
Yeah, one of the main reasons that layer 2 chains have been so popular is because of the low cost to interact with contracts and projects on those systems. But there's still a really massive problem with all of this stuff, and it's that it's cost prohibitive to move from Ethereum to these layer 2 chains. So if you have like $100 of Ethereum that you want to move onto one of these other chains, it might cost you $100 just to do the transaction to bridge from Ethereum to these other chains using the traditional bridging protocols that are out there. And so although we have all of these amazing blockchains that are super fast and cheap, a lot of people still actually can't get their assets over there to start taking advantage of, you know, the cheap and fast fees of these blockchains. And so that's basically where Umbreon comes in. We're now providing a way for people to actually move smaller amounts of cryptocurrency, let's say $100 or $200 of assets, to these other chains, so that they can spend their cryptocurrency on NFTs or participate in NFT platforms or DeFi platforms, whatever it might be. But actually getting the assets there in the first place, that's been the main problem for all of these platforms on layer 2 chains. They can't really get their community easily from Ethereum onto their blockchain, and this is basically where Umbreon comes in.
Yeah, on top of that as well, because we're a liquidity bridging protocol, we actually require liquidity from our community to like facilitate the bridging. And so we reward our community by giving them the fees that we earn with our bridging platform. And because our bridge has become so popular and it requires so little liquidity to function, the amount of fees that our users earn are really, really high. So people can put Ethereum into our bridge and earn 30% APY with no impermanent loss. And we have a few assets on our bridge that are earning like world record APYs right now. So the earning potential for putting funds into our bridge is super competitive. And yeah, you can take your funds out, put them in with no restrictions whatsoever. So it's quite attractive for people in the DeFi space who are looking to like earn fees in crypto.
Yeah, we think that all of these layer 2 blockchains we're still in a very early stage of their development and of their adoption as well. And so there's still a lot of sticking points for people to get their assets there, and also for an understanding of how to use all of these blockchains and that kind of thing as well. And so at Umbreon, basically what we're trying to do is make it cheap and fast to actually get to these blockchains, but also educate people on why they want to use these faster blockchains and also how to get there as well.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so when Solana rolls out, if you want to add it to your website, you'll be able to have a bridge for people to go from Ethereum to Solana or Avalanche to Solana or anything like that. And so we're rolling it out to basically on a project basis. We're talking to lots of different projects and saying, do you want to use this bridge? Do you want to use this bridge? And most of the time they say, yeah, well, it's 10 times cheaper, 10 times faster. We might as well implement it into our system. And one of the ways that we're making it even easier for projects to get funds from one chain to another is we have this widget that people can put into their website, and then the bridging process just becomes part of like the normal user experience of that project. They don't have to like go to some other project to make it work. It can all be like part of one project. Yeah, so it's just about onboarding users to the different chains that they need to go to.
So I guess one question I have for your project is, do you get many people that are coming from Ethereum onto Solana to purchase your NFTs? Or is it really everyone that's already on Solana?
Really, no, actually no, first of all, but for example, we are trying to so hard to get some celebrities, for example, into our project, because we have a good project. We have the goals, and it's really hard because, for example, when a person buy NFTs only on Ethereum, it's really hard for this person just come into Solana and figure out how it works, what it is, because they thought that it's like another world and another NFTs, and it's like something different, but it's the same NFTs, but on another blockchain. But for them, it's really, not for all, of course, but for some people, it's really hard to understand that you just should, I don't know, just download your Phantom wallet for that, and that is. But for them, it's really hard, yes. And it's really a problem because, for example, when when we draw Paris Hilton, for example, and she accept our NFT, and she just wrote that she loved it so much, she followed me, followed our project, and just when I told her before that our project is based on Solana, and I told once again, and she just sent me her Ethereum address.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I mean, because I saw the Paris Hilton, she like, you know, I mean, it's beautiful piece of art that you have got. So you are basically saying that getting celebrity to endorse your project, which even is very hot because it's about women, you are trying to, you know, embrace the kind of inclusion. It's just too difficult because they are not skilled to get on Solana, right?
Yeah,
right.
It requires so much knowledge to even understand what Solana is and
Yes.
why you need to be there.
Right. We need to give Paris Hilton the bridge. So that is going to be, it's going to be the solution. Because I think she has got Bored Ape. And yeah, she was commenting on that as well. I mean, yeah, definitely. That's that I can see is a big issue, because if you're trying to get celebrity, we kind of make sense for your project, and then you can't onboard them because you don't have a bridge.
Yeah, and another thing is, like, maybe there's 1 million people on Solana. Well, there's 50 million on Ethereum, right?
Yeah.
And so even if you're really popular on Solana, if you could just bridge the gap to Ethereum, you could be 50 times as popular, reach a 50 times larger audience. So there's just so much more audience out there on the Ethereum chain.
I also think that there's one problem with Solana, which is that it's not completely compatible at a protocol level with Ethereum. If you launch a project on Polygon or on Phantom or on Binance Smart Chain, for example, the wallet address that someone has on Ethereum is identical to the wallet address that's on Phantom or on Binance Smart Chain. But with Solana, I don't think that's the case. I think you have a separate wallet completely. And so just for this case in particular, if you launched the project on Phantom or something, Paris Hilton could have sent you the address and it would have all worked fine, but because it's Solana, it doesn't. So I guess that's like another sticking point just for the Solana blockchain on onboarding people into that ecosystem.
I guess now it's just Umbria's job to make that that transition more seamless, and that's what we're working on, which is trying to put a layer on top of all of these different blockchains, so that the users don't even really have to know what blockchain they're using. They can just focus on the application that they're using. I always go back to the metaphor of early internet, you know, late 1990s internet. If you wanted to use the internet, you had to have all this knowledge. Setting up your computer was really difficult. Setting up your modem was very difficult. You had to have an understanding of the actual technology. And now you can just buy a laptop from a shop, connect to Wi-Fi, and you can have email, you can have all your internet stuff, and you don't really necessarily need to know anything about the protocol level. And we think crypto is going to go that way. As these applications start being a layer on top of everything else, you'll just be interacting with the application, not the underlying technology, and having to understand what the underlying technology is.
Yeah, this is very, like, I don't know.
Nastasia, I think you might have to open maybe the laptop and the phone, and your voice just repeats.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can. Yeah.
Okay, so this is like very true about Solana. It's like from that I just wanted to add, it was not just about because of course, like when we launched it, we were trying, you know, to reach out to so many people. And that was the very interesting thing, that a lot of people, like, when they had like when they actually were very interested, and they said, wow, like your collection, we would like to support you and stuff like that. And but then when like we would say them, yeah, like this is a Solana, you need like to have a phantom wallet. After this message, they would always just disappear. Just that's all. And like, you know, this is just very sad because these are the same collections, and people, they invest so much their time, like collecting. They have not just our, so many good collections on Solana. They just, you know, stay away from all the hype that's on Ethereum, just Solana. And for me, it's, I mean, it's not just for me. I think it's not not that it is not fair. It's just that should be improved and great art on the other blockchain, and they just they're not on the.
Okay.
I think it's going to become a lot easier for people to interact with chains like Solana though over time. I think we have to remember as well, like just how early we are in the space.
Oh yeah, that's
we have that first mover advantage. So as soon as those issues are smoothed out with actually getting onto the chain without having to understand the technology, it's going to be so much easier to onboard people. So I still think it's a really good place to be a first mover advantage on Solana for sure.
I suppose being one of the first, it's always going to be a little more janky and a little bit more difficult to onboard people. But then, you know, in 5 years' time, when everyone's using Solana, you'll be positioned to be one of the first projects on there. So that would be like a good place to be.
So Natalia, tell me a little bit about maybe your artist, because the artwork is just so beautiful, and also, I mean, what kind of support do you get from the women, for example?
First of all, thank you so much. For me as an artist, it's like honey for my ears, because I love so much when somebody tell me about my collection, that they like it. For me, it's like inspiration, and
It's better than Bored Apes. I don't like Bored Apes. I like more your stuff. So
I love it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your words so much. I really too many people tell me kind, beautiful words about my collection, and I appreciate it so much, because when I created NFT collection, too many people just told me that NFT, it's not about the art, it's about the money. People just will not buy your NFTs because of images. You should make something valuable. And yes, our collection have a beautiful and strong roadmap, and it's super great. But I have so many people inside community who tell me that they just bought NFT because of art, because they like NFTs it is. And this is so good for me. I really so appreciate all these people, because for me, first of all, it's like I try to create something like unusual for this space, because too many pixels, too many apes in this space, and I wanted to try something new. And of course it was hard, because some people just ask why you have no pixel NFTs. So what is it? It's not like looks like NFT. It looks like illustration, like art. But most of people, they really like it, like that the idea is fresh, that the art is good, and the collection not like another one, not like usual avatars. It's like great women from history, and some people, they insane, for example, of I don't know, Marie Curie or Monroe, and they just try to put all these girls and that's why we have angels. We have some people who collects all 21 women from the history from our collection, and they have like 21 plus NFTs, and we call them angels because they have too many our NFTs in their wallets, and they support our collection as well. And for these people, I create a unique one 1 NFT only for them. And this idea is super good because super great because some people just want to collect all these heroines from ladies from our collection just because of this unique NFT for them.
Exactly, it's cool.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of the community giving you like a list or suggesting you, these are the women that we will love, and then you know, you decide, or the community decide which one you are going to focus on, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, and then yeah. What do you do?
I think you're sold now. I think you're about to buy 21 of them.
I think so.
Okay, we are waiting for you.
What about, how did it happen with Paris Hilton? It was the first, I would say, contemporary woman that you created an NFT, or was that you are also after some great women in today's world, for example?
It was like, she just followed us on our Instagram and on our Twitter. And after that, we decided that we should create one piece for her. And yes, I spent the whole day just creating NFT for her. And yes, she liked it, but she has a Ethereum wallet. And
we know she sent you the Ethereum address, and that was the end. Well, hopefully you can go back with the bridge, and then she's going to be able to,
yes,
and she would be a great supporter. I think she has been doing lots of stuff in the NFT space, and I mean, it's great.
Yeah,
Okay, well, that's very interesting. Do we have any other question or anything else that
Yeah, so what's coming up next for the project in the next 6 to 12 months? What do you have on your roadmap that you're most excited about?
Right now, in 3 weeks, we will we will have staking. First of all, and I will launch OG collection only for our holders, like 777 NFTs, like mutated versions of our Women's Pride collection. And I will launch as well a collection men's.
oh yeah, I saw that. I saw the men's.
Yes.
It's gonna be cool.
Because in our community there are many women, but we have so many men as well, and they just ask me all the time, why you please create an NFT for me like that. And so I feel that I should create men collection as well. And yeah, we just for example, and all this way it's like we have like a big plan, and when we're moving on, we just, for example, once in months we donate some money for charity, because we have some part of our royalties. Sorry guys, so 5% of our royalties goes to charity, and in the end of every month we just donate all this money for some organization, and our community decide what organization it will be. And once a month we just we run auctions as well for women, support women as well. And it's like I think our community, some people inside our community like our collection because of auctions and these things when we support other women, because they really appreciate it. And even some people, they just for example, we had one auction, and one holder, he wrote me a message that he missed our auction, and they like, oh, I just send the money like by myself, just give me their wallets. Something like that. So it's really great. And we just, I think we do beautiful kind of things, and just try to help our holders to get money as well, because our holders receive drops all the time, or like money or NFTs, and so we just do a lot of things. I think it's super funny because we are not like okay, we will create game in like 6 months, and please guys wait for our game and hold our NFTs. Not like that. We just all the time just make different things, and it's interesting for all people inside our community.
Yeah, it's really cool to like listen to your community and see what they want, and then just make the things that they ask for. I think that's a really good way to build community.
It's super good because sometimes you just don't know what, for example, to do for them. But when people chat all the time and they just tell you that what they want, it's amazing because you just know what you should to do, and it's cool.
For sure.
Wow, it's brilliant. I'm so excited, and I wish you all the best, Natalia, and look forward to see more influencers, more celebrities, more great women, great men. I think the project is great. I really like it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on the show.
I'm looking forward for a bridge because we really need it, and I wish you good luck as well because it's amazing. Thank you for your job.
Thank you, Oscar and Bunny. That was great. That was a great chat.
Yeah, thanks for the chat. Always
and
good.
Thank you everybody for